Hey YouTube, Tom here. Today I'm going to be doing another penny roll hunt. It's actually the first for me. Pretty excited and might find some cool coins. I've got a ton of holes in my books. So far I've just been filling them up with pocket change and metal detecting finds, and don't really have a whole lot of good coins. So I'm going to spare you guys from all the hole filling here. We'll look at the books at the beginning and then look at the books at the end. But just to give you an idea, like pre-1940, I don't think I have any. So anything we find from before then for sure is going to fill in a hole. But I'm going to turn you around. My setup is a little bright here, but just to show you, here's a box of pennies, and each of these numbers on these sheets are holes. So there's a whole lot of holes in the books. Hopefully we'll find some good stuff, and I'll get back to you as soon as we do. But anyway, wish me luck. Well, I mentioned earlier that got a few holes in the books, and this is just books 2, 3, and 4. These Whitman books don't cover a whole heck of a lot, but anyway, this is just books 2, 3, and 4, because book 1 I have not one coin in. So just want to give you a shot of what it looks like at the start, and we're going to come back at the end and do a wrap-up and show where we're at after that. All right, here we go. Coin roll 1. Wish me luck. So hopefully we find some good stuff. That's part of the fun of coin roll hunting. You never really know what you're gonna find. I had years ago, my father used to tell me he really loved fishing, and he used to tell me, "Hey, we're going fishing today." He said, "We're not necessarily going catching. So unless you enjoy the process of fishing, you better learn to enjoy it, or you might have plenty of lousy days." But here's what we got on roll number 1. Nothing looks super bright right off the spot, but let's go through the first one, just penny for penny, and see if we see anything really good. So I'm going to be doing these one at a time like this, because there's so many of them that I'm missing from my books. Like this one here just happens to be in 1982, which 1982 is sort of a strange year for pennies, because there are small date and large date and D and Philadelphia and Denver, and I don't even know what all the different varieties are, so I'm going to set that one aside. The very first penny I find is 1982, but 2013 we don't need. 1977, 77 we don't need. Boy, it's amazing that I have holes in the book and those aren't fitting. 93D. I need that one. So, all right. Well, let's look through here real quick to see if we see anything that looks particularly old or particularly interesting. Whoops, what do we got here? 71. Looks like 71D. Yep. 71D. Huh, there we go. Yep, 71D. And nothing special about it. '72, Philadelphia, and look like we need that one too. We're gonna need a lot of these guys. So anyway, I think I am going to pause and bring you back when we find something worth mentioning. Well, we're still in roll 1, and I pulled this one out, sort of interesting. It's a 1976 D, and it's really pretty. It's got some sort of weird coloration on it in a few spots, but otherwise, it's really good shape. 76 Philadelphia, so this is a Bicentennial Penny. I've seen some of these recently that are gold-plated. I'm not really sure what the deal is with the gold-plated ones, but I'm hoping I'll have a couple of dozen of those. But we'll... Huh. It's weird, the light flashes strangely when it doesn't have enough contrast, but yeah, it's got some strange toning. Otherwise, it's in real good shape. You can see Lincoln in there, so it's not too worn. And then, right at the same time, first wheat penny out of the box, or out of the rolls I've got here. Let's see what it is. It's a 1926, is that? Wow, it's an older one. Let's see. 1926. Gotta love an older coin. I have to say, wear condition, it's seen better days. There's actually a little bit of definition left in the wheat ears, but massive gouges going across the back, so that's not damages its value quite a lot. But just the fact that, you know, here we go, 1926. That coin is nearly 100 years old, right there in a roll of pennies. So that's exciting, and I'll set that one aside. And I'm gonna keep going. Well, roll 7, I was unwrapping it and a little clumsy, and rolled over in a wheat penny. I see it standing out right here. This one is in, so far, much better shape than the other one. Let's see, we got 1935, maybe? Let's have a look here. Yes, 1935. Definitely better condition. It's cruddy for sure, but you know, when you have a coin that's that old, I guess you should expect a certain amount of dirt. But 1935, second wheat cent of the hunt on roll 7. Well, same roll 7. Got the first 2009. It's so tarnished I couldn't even see it hardly. I flip it over and I honestly still can't tell what it looks like. I'll bring it over to the camera. $1809. What is that? Birth and early childhood? Is that? Let's see here. Trying to think of what that one's called. That one goes in book 3, 2009. Well, sort of funny because the book doesn't tell me which. If I put this over there. Oh. If I look at the book doesn't actually say which one is which. So, 2009 symbolized the 4 stages of Lincoln's life. Oh boy. Well, I should know but I think that's the birth one. But I'll look it up and we'll get back to you. Same roll, and I slid this penny over and saw it was a wheat cent. So it looks it's in pretty good shape. 52D it looks like. Yep, 52D. I don't know of any varieties or anything to look for on these, so might be some. If somebody sees something and you notice, put it in the comments. But I don't really even know what to look for. I guess kind of new at this penny hunting stuff. But even the wheat ears look pretty good. I mean, it's dirty, but it's in pretty good shape. Well, we're on roll 8 and found our next 2009. Actually, much better example than the previous one, 2009. And again, it's this, I think, birth in early childhood or something like that. But let's see here. Well, this isn't really that old, but this always strikes me as strange. Here's a 1991 non-proof. So this is a standard strike, and it looks uncirculated. It's just, I mean, maybe it has a couple little scratches on it, but I mean, if we look on the coin scope, it's just remarkably clean. I don't know if some of these things fall down the couch cushions at the mint and somebody pulls them out once in a while, but there's hardly a scratch on it. So that's really, yeah, I'll save it as an upgrade for my book. But really just seems odd to me that you stumble across these things every once in a while. I don't know why it's so nice. Even this one here, this is a 1984 in the same roll. It's got a little bit of tarnish on it, but it's still pretty darn good. I mean, look at the difference. Here's a 2021, and there's a 1991. And of those two, I think the 91 is nicer. So, really strange. You never, like I said, you never know what you're going to find. Well, we're on roll 14, and here's another Canadian coin. And this one has this bird design on the back, and I can't remember what this one's all about. Maybe this is the anniversary coin. Let's look on the scope. That's it. 67, 1867 and 1967. So that's the Centennial Rock Dove Canadian cent. Pretty good shape, but I always thought that was kind of a neat coin there. We'll keep going. Well, roll 15, and we've got another 2009, and this one is in quite nice shape, so that's good. And it looks like it's, I think they call this one Professional Life, so that's pretty cool. We got two different ones. The coin has quite a lot of luster to it, so that's nice. And there's Lincoln standing in front of the White House. It is interesting. It looks like there's two different designer marks on here. J1 or JI and DE. I don't know if there's two artists work together to create these or what that was all about. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, the Professional Life. So we got another 2009, and that'll go towards pile. So we got 2 out of 4 so far. We're doing pretty good. Well, I have to say, this is really weird. I pulled the coins out of the roll, and of course I can't seem to hold on to coins, and they all fall on the table. And look what pops out. 1959 Philadelphia. And it looks like one of these gold plated or somehow gold looking coins. I don't know what it is. Of course, I don't even have a scale that's good enough accuracy to determine if there's anything different about the weight. It's not that much different, so maybe it's just whatever it is, really thin coating or something. But it's a 1959, so it's not an S, and it's not a proof. Nearly no marks on it. It's in like nearly perfect condition. This is really weird. I don't really know if it's gold or no, maybe it's not gold plated. It's really oddly gold colored, but it's not really super shiny yellow. The back looks a little more copper than the front, but super good condition. So I'm not quite sure what to make of that, but definitely going to set it aside, and I'll look at it with some other coins. Strange. Coming back on roll 21, we've got our next wheat cent. Got a moderate condition, but can't read the date here. Let's put it on the scope. Looks like 53D. Well, we're still on roll 22 here, and just unwrapped a King George VI 1946 Canadian cent. Looks like it's in really good shape. Number 28, and it looks like we've got our, is it the fifth wheat cent here. It's not in bad shape. 1958D, I think. Yep, 1958D. It's in fair condition. Certainly been circulated for a while, but well, roll 30 just keeps on giving here. I've got another wheat cent, and this one's oddly polished looking. I suspect somebody had this in their collection and they cashed it in or something. But it's 1939. It's in pretty good shape, and it's, like I say, it's oddly colored. It's sort of kind of that goldish color almost. But let's look at it under the scope. Whoops. 1939. Clearly, it's been circulated. But it's in pretty good condition. It's not a whole lot of wear on it, and the wheat ears are still completely visible. So it's a pretty nice coin, 1939. Again, it's one of the older coins we're gonna find. So we'll take that one all day long, and you never know, there might still be more in this roll. Well, for wrap up, I have to say I think we did really well. We only hunted 30 rolls, and I actually slotted at least, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 54 coins within that 30 rolls. So got most of that out of the way, and actually I'm going to slot some more of these. Didn't even count them up yet, but 34 or 35 various 1982s that I sorted through and put the correct ones in the book, so those are filled up. 7 total wheat pennies, and of those 7, the oldest one, this one here, is a 1926, so it's a pretty old coin. 2 of them are strangely pretty. This one here is a 39. Get the feeling somebody cleaned it, but I'm not really sure. It's in good shape. And then this one is a really weird one. I think this is the find of the hunt. 1959, and it looks immaculate. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. The color is, I guess, coppery color, but it's sort of gold copper mix. I don't know. Weird. And then we also found 3 2009, so it's quite good. 2 of them from birth and 1 for professional years. So unfortunately, they were all Philadelphia Mint, so I can't really fill up both slots with them. But got 2 of them here. I'll use the good one and I'll save the other. But otherwise, we did pretty well. So looking at the book here, just you remember seeing it at the beginning. There's book 3. So it's looking looking pretty good. Of course, you got all those holes over there for 2009. But other than that, book 3 is full. So got book 3 full. Book 4 is now full, which only has 5 dates in it. So that's not really an accomplishment. And we got some holes filled on book 2. And actually going to have a few on book 1 for the first coins on book 1. So this 26, the 35, and the 31 are all going to go into book 1. So I think that's great. But anyway, just had a blast, and hope you all enjoyed the video. Well, for everybody that's stuck in there and hung around till the end, I really appreciate it. This honestly is tough when you're starting out and you haven't done a lot of hunting of a particular coin. You don't really know what varieties to look for, and you don't know what holes you have in the book, and you're kind of going back and forth continuously until I got about halfway through, maybe 15 or 20 rolls in. I was still looking for a lot of little pieces to fill in the holes, but once I got those mostly filled in, I could just look for good coins, look for wheats, push most of the shield pennies out of the way, and just look for good varieties. And at that point, it really sped up a little bit. But it's really sort of a marathon at the beginning, so just hang in there. But like I said, I got 2 books filled today and made some pretty good dent on the other 2. So I think from here on, it'll be a lot easier. But it took a little while this time. But anyway, thanks again. Really appreciate it. If you like the video, please hit like and subscribe. And we'll talk to you again soon. See ya.